everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me in this live session. Guys, another mass burial in Nigeria. Nigerians are weeping in Plateau State. Yes, another mass burial, another generation of innocent Nigerians lowered into shallow graves. Another community clocked in mourning. Communities are mourning while the rest of the country sighs and scrolls on waiting for the next strategy, because there is endless bloodshed in Nigeria. Endless, guys. As this is happening, the next community is waiting for another tragedy. This time the blood flowed in Plateau State. 27 lives, young and old, erased by a single blast. They were in their house, and then these bad guys came and wiped them out of the planet of this earth, at the face of this earth. They were in their homes, and then they were attacked in their homes by these bad guys. I was expecting the president to come out, yesterday and say something concerning the burial that, the mass burial that happened yesterday. Nobody came out to talk about it. No compensation, nothing. The blood flowed in Plateau State. 27 lives, young and old, erased by a single blast. Mothers, fathers, children, all gone. Today, we're not just telling you about what happened, we are digging deeper, because behind every grave is a truth our leaders don't want to confront. And if we don't confront it, the cycle of blood will never break. So Plateau State, North Central Nigeria, a land of rich history, fertile soil, and beautiful highlands. What are they doing towards protecting lives and property in Nigeria? What is their work? What are they doing? What are they doing towards protecting lives and property? Every time in Nigeria, look at mass burial. I'm gonna play a video in this live session. I'm gonna play a video for you guys, to watch and see what happened. But I'm going to show you guys pictures of the mass burial that happened in Plateau yesterday, to see how people, how I was even expecting the president to come out and say something concerning the mass burial that happened, but no. 27 was laid to rest in one grave, and the president was calm, mute. But when Buhari died, when they declared he died the second time, come and see. In fact, he actually declared sit at what was it called, public holiday, to mourn Buhari. But look at 27 people were killed in Plateau, and they buried them. Yesterday. The president did not say anything. Nobody came out to say anything. What does this tell you? I'm going to be showing you photos of what how the burial went yesterday. Take a look at the shallow grave. This is where they were laid to rest. Mourning in Plateau State, it's actually a sad news. They carry them in truck. 27 bodies, both men, old women, young children, toddlers. Were part of the people that lost their life in an attack in their house. It's not like they went out. They were not killed by accident. They were in their house, and then bad guys came to their house and slaughtered them like chickens. Like chickens. Look at the photo of, the burial. I'm gonna play a video for you guys to watch. What happened and everything that happened in the burial. Stay with me in this life, in this section. Stay with me as I expose to you what is going on in Nigeria and the failure of our president claiming that he's the commander in chief of armed forces, but still he's not doing anything concerning the insecurity going on in this country. Bad guys will go freely walk around and buy people and they will not say anything. No, no, bad guys seems to move freely and kill with impunity. The blast that claimed 27 souls is not an isolated event. It is the echo of a system that has failed to protect its most basic promises, the right to life. Tinubu claims he's the commander-in-chief of armed forces, but he fails to protect the citizens. He failed to do so. Look at this burial. It's not just a ceremony. It's a question mark. How did we get here? How did Nigerians get here? 200 lives was claimed in Benue. Mass burial. They did the mass burial. Now, 27 lives was claimed again in their house. Who planted that, who coordinated the attack, who funded it? But even more haunting, who allowed it, who ignored the signs, who failed to act? And where were the so-called protectors of the people? Where were the so-called protectors of the people? The security agencies, the intelligence network, the local vigilante, the political leaders. Where were they when all these things were happening? It happened. Somebody said, where did it happen? It happened in Plateau State. It happened in Plateau State. If you have anything to say, drop it out in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Plateau has suffered for decades from the just crisis of the early 20s to more recent attacks on bandits and the so-called unknown gunmen. Every time is the same routine. Attack happens, survivors bury the dead, leaders promise investigation, security chiefs visits for photo, and then everything is silent. The security chief will come to the last thing that happened in Benue State. When they claimed 200 lives, what happened? Chief of defense staff went to the venue and then they took photo as if camouflage. They went to the venue, they promised investigation. Tinubu promised investigation. But guys, another attack also happened in Benue State after that one happened. They keep, attack happened, survivors bury the dead, no compensation. Yesterday, I was thinking the president will come out and say something. I was thinking they will come out and say something, guys. Nobody said anything. 27 people were buried in Plateau. Everyone they were silent. Nobody talked about it. It was just, some websites, news website that was publishing the news. We were thinking that the president will come out and say something, but then he did not say anything. But when they said Buhari died again, what happened? When they even declared holiday, public holiday. I am disappointed that citizens are seen as cows. They see them as moron. Attack happens, survivors bury the dead, no compensation, leaders promise investigation, security chiefs, they come, take photo as if they are present and everything, and then they keep silent. And then the next attack will happen again. The same routine will happen again, nothing changed. Even after they promised the whole world, nothing changed. I'm going to play a video for you guys to see what happened in the burial. The human cost goes beyond the 27 fresh graves. Hundreds forced to flee their homes in fear. Children traumatized, some now orphans. Farmers are afraid to return to their field. School shut down. Insecurity is not just about bullets and bombs. It's about poverty, displacement, and fear that breaks the spirit. Now, Plateau State is not alone. From Zamfara to Kaduna, from Borno to Benue, from Imo State to Anambra, Nigeria is bleeding from multiple wounds. Nigeria is bleeding. Banditry is not the nuts, even the ones you don't know, because there are some places this insecurity, these bad guys operate that the media cannot cover. There are some attacks that happen that you and I don't know. It's the ones they only publish that we talk about here. To tell you the millions of people lost in Nigeria because of these bad guys. Banditry in the northwest, insurgency in the northeast, communal clashes in the north central, targeted assassination and unknown gunmen in the southeast. Insecurity now is like a daily bread. Insecurity is now our daily bread, guys. Insecurity in Nigeria is now our daily bread. You leave your house with the fear. When you even leave your house to hustle, you don't even know if you come back. That's the situation of Nigeria today. That's the reality of Nigeria today. Because anything can happen on the way. Bad guys can come and wipe you out from the surface of this earth. But here's the uncomfortable question. How did we become a country where mass burials are routines? How did Nigeria become a country where mass burials are routine? Every time mass burial, every time mass burial, and the government is not saying anything about it. Even the ones they come out to say nothing has changed, nothing has changed. Who profits from this endless violence? Who powers deep depends on chaos? Who wants us who wants us to afraid to demand? Who wants us to be afraid to demand accountability? We cannot accept this as normal. In Nigeria today, many people are saying, when all these things happen, they feel it's a normal something, but it's not normal. We cannot accept this as normal. We must demand more than condolences. Our leaders must stop politicizing security and start prioritizing it. Intelligence must work, not leak. Communities must be protected, not abandoned. The military and police must be equipped, trained, and motivated to act without bias. And the perpetrators, no matter how highly connected, must face justice. In Nigeria today, all these bandits, they reward them. Why? Claiming they are repented. This is not just about the government, about us, the people. Yes, it is about us, the people. We need to hold them accountable. The people in Nigeria, we need to hold them accountable. Let everyone demand for an end to this nonsense in Nigeria. Don't leave your country. Don't leave Nigeria. We need to come and demand an end to this country, to this nonsense going on in Nigeria. We must we must not stay silent. If we stay silent, we become accomplice to our own destruction. Hope you guys know that. If Nigerians stay silent, we become accomplice to our own destruction. Speak up, organize, hold leaders accountable to every level, from your local government chairman to your senator to the commander-in-chief. Remember, the security of Nigeria is not a favor, it's a right. I hope you guys know. Right to life. And every life wasted is an indictment on all of us. Tonight, 27 families are grieving in Plateau State. Tomorrow, it could be yours, mine, or anyone. If we keep pretending that this cycle of violence, will fix itself. May the souls of the departed rest in peace, and may the living find courage to fight for a country where no parent has to dig a grave for their child because of avoidable violence. Must Nigeria rise, or will we all fall? Let me play a video for you guys to watch, what happened in the burial. It was such a painful one to watch. Take a look. So guys, you saw the way people were mourning, weeping, when they were going to lay these bodies to when they were going to lay the bodies of the victim of this attack to rest. You can see the way, people were, weeping. This is to tell you what is going on in Nigeria today. This is to tell you what we are seeing in Nigeria today. All this thing is happening, and then the government is silent. They're not saying anything about it. You know, bad guys comes and buy people, and they stay calm. What kind of country is this? Somebody said, "What a country! We are tired of this country. What a country indeed! What a country that will allow people to buy citizens, and then nobody is saying anything about it." Look at in Plateau, 27 bodies were laid to rest. 27 bodies. How about the people that was burnt to ashes? How would they lay these ones to rest now? The people that were born in Benue State to ashes. How would they lay this one? They were in their home. So let me now tell you, they were in their house. These people that died, these 27 people that died, they were in their house. Bad guys came and buy them in their house. Even the one that happened in what's it called? The one that happened in Benue State. They were in their house too. They were in Yellow living as refugees, guys. They still came and buy them. This is what we see in this country. What a country indeed. What a country. This is what we face in this country. This is the kind of thing we face in this country. Now, many attacks don't even happen in a vacuum. Many attacks, and you're asking, do you know what I always ask myself? Where do these bad guys or bandits, bandits, are they spirits? Because I don't understand why, every time they attack and then no arrest used to, they will just disappear, go freely, no attack, no arrest. But we have the chief of defense staff, we have the military, we have armed force, we have Tinubu that claims he's the commander-in-chief of army or whatever, commander-in-chief of armed force. But why is it that all this attack keep happening even after rolling out billions of naira for security purposes? These people don't they have houses? Don't they have, these people are human beings? So all these bandits, they are human beings. But why is it that they don't catch them? Why is it that they roam about freely? Why is it that after every attack they go free? Why? You're asking yourself that these people, they have houses. They don't live in covens. They don't live in covens. They have houses scattered all over. They have what's it called? Camps. They have camps. But why is it that our armed force, our military men have not even, because you're asking yourself, are these people, they're not spirits. So why is it that nobody have caught them? Why is it that nobody has caught them? This is the kind of look at what happened. Let me play a video for you guys to watch. When the incident happened, how people were weeping and everything. Take a look.
Really tell the youth what to do, and they should not blame us at the end of the day of what we are telling our members to do. Why? Because
these are the scenes that welcomed one into the affected village of Jebu in Buriål local government area of Plateau State early Tuesday morning. The village was thrown into shock and mourning when they were attacked with guns and machetes and their houses set ablaze.
Around 3 a.m., this community was attacked by the attackers, and of course, we thought the place was...
Stay with me, I'll continue that video. For now, let me just talk about something. So now, many attacks don't even happen in vacuum. Like that video you watched is, when they attacked them. That was that period they attacked them before they, buried them. So now, many attacks don't happen in vacuum. Local power brokers, desperate politicians, and corrupt security chief often turn blind eyes, or worse, indirectly benefits from the chaos to weaken opponents or silence communities. Before every election cycle, attacks mysteriously spike in some regions, a convenient excuse for voter suppression and coffee or intimidation. Ask the audience now. Is insecurity just incompetence, or is it deliberate? I'm asking you guys. Is security just incompetence, or is it deliberate? Who gains when villages are emptied, farmlands are abandoned, and people flee? Who gains? Violence in Plateau often gets framed as tribal or religious, but behind that label, there are real issues: competition for lands, grazing routes, political patronage. These bandits want to occupy their lands, want to take over their lands. Politicians exploit this, turning poor communities against each other, while they themselves hide behind high fences in Abuja. Example is conflicts between herders and farmers that could be resolved with fair land policies. Instead, they're allowed to fester and turn deadly. Somebody said handwork of APC. Right now, are we going to doubt it? We're not going to doubt it, because the ruling party APC is happening under the watch of the ruling party APC, happening under the watch of President Bola Tinubu, the current ruling party. We are tired of this APC, this political party called APC, because what we have seen under their leadership is morning at maximum. We are tired of all these things. Where do the weapon come from? You're asking yourself, where do all these weapon come from? The AK-47s, the explosives, these are not bought in local markets, hope you know. Smuggling routes run unchecked across perious borders, and some security officials look the other way for a price. Now, why are armed groups better equipped than local police? Have you asked yourself this question? Why are armed groups better than local police, even military? Who imports these weapons? These are what we should ask ourselves. Because right now, military men are saying they don't have weapons. That these bad guys have more. If you see them attack, if you've watched the video when these bad guys are attacking, opening firearms, if you hear the sound of the gun, you know that it's not small gun they are using. They're using machine guns. Who gives them all this gun? Who signs these deals? Who imports these weapons? Who signs all these deals? After every attack, officials claim we were caught off guard. Every time we are caught off guard, every time. But local communities often warn of, like the one that happened, like now, there was the last attack that happened in Yelewata, Benue State. They said there was this memo. I think it was a memo. They exposed the memo that they actually they told the military of this attack that was to happen, and they did not respond. There was this the military men, they were aware. There was this leaked memo saying that the military men, they were aware of the attack before it happened. But why is it that they did not respond? Every attack, they will say they were caught off guard. But local communities often warn of suspicious movements days before, yet they warn them of suspicious movements days before the attack happened. Look at what is happening. RIP to everyone that lost his family members or in this thing that happened in Plateau State. Villagers know the forest where killers hide, but no one acts until the bodies pile up. When people protest or demand answer, they brand them troublemakers. That's the thing. When people, the last attack that happened in the yellow, the one that claimed 200 lives, I will not stop talking about this attack, because it marveled me. 200 people were burnt. In fact, they burnt them in their house. They burnt both small children, burnt to ashes. What you will see is their skull. There are some corpses of their skull were already pieces. Their skulls were already turned to ashes. Who is giving them all these wells? The last attack that happened, youths went to protest after the attack. They opened firearms at them. They threw them tear gas. When people protest or demand answer, they brand them troublemakers. Some community leaders have been threatened for speaking up. Even the dead can't speak, but the living are, caged too to speak. Many attacks barely make headlines outside the affected states until they go viral online. Somebody said it was easy to trace Nigerians who took part in NSAS. Oh my God. But difficult to track bandits and herdsmen. Like General Danguma said, the military collude with these criminals. See, hey, God of mercy. Imagine. You guys know what happened in NSAS. You guys know what happened. People that came out to say, demand an end to police brutality. What happened? and a voice came from the top. They bide these young youths that went to demand for an end. They could even trace some and arrest some self, but they cannot trace bandits and herdsmen. Just like this general said, he said the military collude with these criminals. I will not doubt this. I will not doubt this. Because even Bauchi State's governor said, not only this military man, not only this general, Bauchi State governor said that Nigerian government uses Nigeria's resources to accommodate bad guys. Will you doubt what that is? Because all this thing is happening and then everybody, the Nigerian government are just silent. APC members are just silent. Senators are just silent. Insecurity is a daily news, but no one is saying anything about it. Not just saying, doing something about, doing at least. Do something about it. Every time people die, every time. There was this international voice that said that Nigeria will not exist in 2030. Are you trying to say he's a prophet or what? He's saying based on what is happening in Nigeria. They kill people every time. Imagine. Do you know that policemen can be on the road extorting people, but guys, they cannot trace these headers. And you think these bandits, they are spirits. You think when they finish attack, they disappear? These people are human beings. They don't disappear. They walk freely. See, there was this news I saw, that the most wanted bandits, in fact, it was military men that declared this man the most wanted. I was shocked to see him in a peace talk with military men and other Castina elders, because they were having a peace talk with Castina State. I was shocked to see military men, the same military men that said that this man is the most wanted terrorist. I was shocked to see military men in front of the man. It's as if they were even protecting him. In Nigeria, you see, you cannot doubt what this general said, that military collude with these criminals. Somebody says, I think Nigeria is cursed because of the leaders, corrupt leaders. Do you think Nigeria is cursed? Because right from the time, those days, years back, people will prefer those days to what we are seeing now. Will I say it's bad leaders? Because I don't think Nigeria is cursed. Number one thing that might be affecting Nigeria is what they did to the Igbos. I cannot stop talking about it. Number one thing that is affecting Nigeria is what they did to the Igbos. Innocent Igbos, innocent souls, about 5 million or more than, were massacred. Their blood is still crying until they do the right thing. Somebody said that Nigeria, Nigeria will not be at peace. He said even if he becomes the president of Nigeria today, that he's going to go down to the east and beg for forgiveness. Their blood is still crying. Innocent Nigerians. Take a look at what happened, what happened, the attack that happened in Plateau State. Take a look at what happened after the attack. People were crying, people were shouting. Take a look.
These are the scenes that welcomed one into the affected village of Jebu in Buriål local government area of Plateau State early Tuesday morning. The village was thrown into shock and mourning when they were attacked with guns and machetes and their houses set ablaze.
Around 3 a.m., this community was attacked by the attackers, and of course, we thought the place was going to be protected, as the security men from the Sector 6 came with 2 gun trucks. And I was satisfied that my people are well protected.
Sincerely, it is very sad and unfortunate that up to today, these things have not come to an end. You have just witnessed, you've gone around together here, you've seen the dead bodies yourself. 27 people lying down.
While security personnel from different agencies were seen on the ground, the locals blamed them for late response, alleging complicity.
In fact, there was an early warning information, but we called. We didn't get response. If to say the security responded at the time we called them, this wouldn't have happened.
This is part of the collusion and the complicity of the security.
So guys, you heard for them. You heard what they said. That's to tell you what the military are doing. What is the need of, like, I ask myself, what's the essence of having military men in this country? You heard them said that, that they actually told them on time of this attack. But they did not respond. They were unable to respond to the attack even when they were informed. You can see what is happening. The woman said that if they responded, that these people would not have died. Every killing fuels immigration. Young people flee rural areas for cities or abroad. Farmlands are abandoned, jobs dry up, community shrinks. The same youth should defend their communities are forced to run or pick up arms in revenge. Some foreign governments train our security force but turn a blind eye to corruption because they want cheap oil or minerals. This is when it comes to international hypocrisy. Some foreign governments train our security forces, but they turn blind eyes to corruption because they want cheap oil and minerals. International NGOs make noise, but do little to change the power structure that allow violence to persist. Few attackers are ever tired they are not even tired in court. No criminal has, no bandits, the ones they caught, they have not even brought them, they have not even neared court. But look at innocent Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They call the terrorist. Is still in coming. They are still trying him for nothing. They call him a terrorist. Why are they blind to see these ones that are killing these people? Why are they blind? We can't do anything about it. God, there is problem in this country. Imagine, Gowon came out and said that he killed the Igbos. In fact, he had no option than to kill the Igbos because he was uniting Nigeria. And you're asking yourself, is Igbo not a tribe in Nigeria? Is Igbo not part of Nigeria? All in the name of one Nigeria. How can you be killing and be uniting? Igbos cried. See, Igbo is that one tribe that I know that have endured, so many things in this country. Is it about killing? Hey, Igbos cried and endured all pains. Now, these bad guys are killing people in his own village, but he can't do anything about it.
really tell the youth what to do. And they should not blame us at the end of the day of what we are telling our members to do. Why? Because we will not continue to die in the hands of people helplessly.
Now, with what has happened here today, not only the aged, the youth, babies, toddlers were all affected. They were killed. What they're asking for, I'm sorry doing this, but what they're asking for is that justice be done, that government, security agencies, and every other person or agency responsible to maintain peace and security of both lives and property should sit up and do the needful for the safety of both human lives and their property. In Riom local government area for New Central, Chizoba and Niowe.
So, guys, you heard what that lady said. So, let me now tell you that behind all the killings going on, land is quietly changing hands. Some communities get wiped out or flee, and suddenly new settlers appear. And you're asking yourself, who is resettling this land? Who signs off on the new land ownership? Is this about cows, or is it about control of Nigerians' fertile land? Now, thousands are now internally displaced persons. Go to Edo State and see thousands that are in IDP camp in Edo State. IDP camp in Plateau State, Benue and Kaduna overflows with people who once had homes and farms. These camps are underfunded, unsafe, and breeding grounds for disease exploitation and radicalization. Some tents are even leaking where they sleep. When the government fails to protect them, then fails to shelter them. What hope remains for the displaced? What hope? Some local religious leaders preach peace, but others stay silent and stroke tension in private. Nobody wants to offend powerful sponsors or lose donation. When the pulpits become quiet in the face of mass graves, what is left to guide the people? After attacks, lies spread fast, fake videos, blame games, scapegoating innocent community. Sometimes the real culprits hide behind this distraction. Who is feeding these lies? Who writes all these scripts? Now, in the attack that happened in Imo State one time ago, the governor said that it's not herdsmen, that is Igbo people. Who is breeding this lie? Even when the citizens say there is Fulani herdsmen, they say it's Igbo people. The governor is saying it's Igbo people. What is going on in this country? Many of the so-called attackers are not foreign invaders. They are local boys armed and paid by big men. In election season, they are political talks. After election, they become bandits and unknown gunmen. The same hands that hire them to snatch ballot bombs arms them to rout villages when the season changes. Politicians live in mansions guarded by thousands of soldiers and police. Your taxes pay for their bulletproof cars, yet you have no fence strong enough to stop a single bullet. These people were in their house. Bad guys came and bite them, burnt them alive. Your taxes pay for these politicians' bulletproof, yet you have no fence strong enough to stop a single bullet. These attacks don't just kill, they break spirits. Fear makes people stay silent, accept crumbs, vote for those who failed them out of desperation. Fear is the real weapon. Bomb and bullets are just the tool. The world cries for Ukraine and Israel, but 27 was dead in Plateau. Barely trended, outside Africa. Why? Because Black Africans' death really sparks outrage abroad. No oil pipeline to protect, no vote to win. If we don't mourn ourselves loudly, who will mourn us? Enough is enough to all these things going on in Nigeria. Enough is enough to what we are facing in Nigeria. In case you have not watched that video of what happened in the burial yesterday, take a look. Now there is something somebody said. I want us to talk about it. He said Nigeria is not the place. Let me show you guys what the person said. He said Nigeria is not a place to preach peace when it comes to life security. Now, they tell us to stay calm. They tell us to preach for peace. They tell us to forgive and move on. But what does peace mean when your life isn't safe in your own home? We must understand something. We must understand this truth. You cannot preach peace to people who are constantly under attack. How? Peace is not a word. It's a product of justice, of security, or of leaders who protect the weak, not to abandon them. What good is peace rally when your village can be wiped out overnight? What good is peace? What good is a peace rally when your village can be, I'm talking about what this person said. What good is a peace rally when your village can be wiped out overnight? When people can be killed in their house, when people can be burnt alive? What good is a prayer vigil when armed men roam free while the police check their pockets for transport money? True peace is impossible where there is no consequences for violence, where killers are rewarded with amnesty, with pardons or promotion, while the victims bury their dead in silence. Nigeria has turned peace into a command. Keep quiet, don't complain, endure it. But real peace doesn't silence victims. It silences the guns. Real peace means the farmers can return to his farm, the traders can open her shop, the students can walk to school without fear of never coming home. Until then, preaching peace is cheap noise. What we need is protection, justice, and leaders who value every Nigerian life more than their political ambition. So stop telling, the government should stop telling us about peace. Stop telling the victims to be peaceful and start telling perpetrators that they will never escape justice again. This is how a nation, heals. So what this person said, that Nigeria is not a place to preach peace when it comes to life security, the person is saying the truth. This is true. This is true. How can we be in a country where all these things are happening and then they are still telling us to be at peace? It's not possible. They're telling us to preaching peace when our lives are not even safe in Nigeria, when we are scared to walk about. Telling people to maintain peace when they are defenseless is the same as telling them to accept injustice quietly. It's an indirect way to control the oppressed. Silence them so they don't embarrass the leaders. A peaceful graveyard is not peace. It's fear and defeat disguised as silence. Real peace is built, let me now tell you, real peace is built on law and order, not hush money or hush prayers. In many communities, local leaders pay killers to buy temporal peace until the money runs out. Just like now, in many communities, bandits, they ask them to pay taxes. Imagine you pay, after the taxes you have paid to Nigerian government, you still pay tax to these criminals for you to at least experience peace in your village. And it's not even small money, big money, millions of naira. Once you can't pay it, people flee. They leave their own homes because they cannot pay the money the bad guys are requesting for. They can't pay the money the bad guys are requesting for. This is what we are seeing in Nigeria today. This is what we are seeing in Nigeria today.
Really tell the youth what to do. And they should not blame us at the end of the day of what we are telling our members to do. Why? Because we will not continue to die in the hands of people helplessly.
Now, it's what has happened here today. Not only the aged, the youth, babies, toddlers were all affected. They were killed. What they're asking for, I'm sorry doing this, but what they're asking for is that justice be done, that government, security agencies, and every other person or agency responsible to maintain peace and security of both lives and property should sit up and do the needful for the safety of both human lives and their property. In Riom local government area for New Central, Chizoba and Niowe.
So guys, this was the attack, when the attack happened before the burial. So guys, that was the burial in case you didn't watch it. So now I want to let you guys know that insecurity is the single biggest threat destroying Nigeria from within. More deadly than any foreign attack. Nigeria is not at war, but it's as if Nigeria is at war. Even countries that have war have not lost this kind of number of people. More deadly than any foreign war. More expensive than any debt. Across the country, from Plateau to Kaduna, Zamfara to Benue, Borno to Niger, insecurity has become a currency paid for in blood, protected by silence, and profitable for those in power. They say Nigeria is the giant of Africa, but what giant buries its children in mass graves every month? Tell me, what giant buries its children in mass grave every month? Insecurity is no longer a headline, it is now a normal headline. And that is the real tragedy. Villages that once fed entire regions now stand empty because farmers fled. I mean, villages that once fed entire regions now stand empty because farmers fled. Now, if this thing keep happening, who will feed Abuja? Who will feed Lagos? Because some of these attacks are, positioned as farmers in the village. Villages that once fed entire regions now stand empty because farmers fled. Cows eat up their children. Cows eat where children should play. Graves grow with crops where they're supposed to grow crops. That's where they bury their people. Graves grow where crops should grow. Millions displaced, thousands kidnapped, whole families wiped out. Look at what this person said. Somebody said, Emmanuel Lucky said, this killing is being happening. I don't get what he said here. He said this killing is happening in the states often. This brings this. Okay, if I should understand what this person is saying is, I think he's saying that the governors are actually, involved in what is happening. If you can rephrase this, I would like it better, so I could understand it well. So now I think he's saying that the governors are benefiting from what is happening because Plateau governor has even come out to say anything. Please, if you can rephrase this thing, I will love it. So now, as I was saying that villages that once fed entire regions, they now stand empty because of farmers fled. Cows eat up where children should play. Graves grow where crops should grow. Millions are displaced, thousands kidnapped, whole families wiped out overnight. Yet those responsible rarely see a cell. They didn't even know that they don't even bring them to court when they are caught, let alone a court sentence. Those bad guys that are responsible, they don't even near cell. But look at the innocent ones that came out to say they are hungry during the End Bad Governance protests. Up till now, some are still behind bars. This is what we see in Nigeria. How can criminals move freely through forest for days? How can kidnappers demand millions with no trace? Because insecurity is an industry. Some people benefit. Some people collect security budgets they never spend on real security. Some sign secret deals with killers to win election or weaken rivals. If the forests are ungovernable, it is because someone profits from the chaos. The ordinary soldiers is brave but poorly paid. The police officers on the street risk their life with no, they don't even have weapons, empty fuel tanks. Meanwhile, the generals and top people live large with bulletproof cars, foreign hospital security, detailed 50 men deep. The same policemen to protect the masses are sometimes used to guard only the rich or silence the masses when they dare to protest. These policemen, what they do is to protect the rich, and then they silence masses when they come out to protest. This insecurity has a price beyond life lost. It destroys education, it causes food insecurity. Children can't go to school if they might be kidnapped because they might be kidnapped. It kills businesses, investors run when flies. Sorry, when bullet flies. It breaks families. A father killed, a mother widowed, children turned orphan overnight. And the worst part is that people get used to it. They adapt to fear until mass burial becomes normal. Just another news story. They want you to think insecurity is only in the north, or only in the middle belt, or only in the east. But look around. Look at court clashes in the south, kidnapping in the southwest, unknown gunmen in the southeast. Nowhere is truly safe, except the luxury mansion guarded by thousands of security men, paid with your tax money. Paid with your tax money. When did we start living like this? When did we agree that burying thousands together is normal? When did we agree that burying dozens together is normal? When did we accept that ransom is part of family budgeting? When did we agree on that? Insecurity is not a cause, it's a crime sponsored by human greed and protected by human silence. If we speak up, stand up and demand accountability, the guns will fear the law again. The killers will run, not the villagers. Peace will return when injustice leaves. Security must come before slogan, and leaders must fear the people more than criminals fear the law now. Mass burial should never be normal. Insecurity should never be normal. Nigeria must be a nation where farmers can farm, a trader can trade, a child can dream without fear of becoming another nameless victim in the next grave. At times, even after the attack, they don't even know the people that died because they are butchered beyond recognition. Some they are burnt into ashes. You can't even recognize the victim. You can't. This is what we see in Nigeria. If this thing keep happening, do you think there'll be a country called Nigeria? I don't even understand the kind of election they are starting now to start campaigning for. What kind of government is this? People are dying. You're already planning to come out in your nest. I just wonder, in your tenure, people are dying and crying. You're already planning. So who do you want? Who will vote you in? Who will vote you in when people are crying of hunger in this tenure? They know how they enter into power. They don't need the people. Trust me. If people can be crying in your tenure, people can be dying, people are complaining, and you're preparing to come out to the next tenure. What does it mean, guys? Just tell me. What do you think about this? They don't need the people to decide whether he will be president or not. They've already stamped who will be their president at the backyard since, even before the campaign or before the election. How can people be crying in your tenure that people are crying, people are dying? You're preparing for another campaign. He doesn't need the people. He doesn't need citizens for him to be, before he will become the president again. He doesn't need the people. People's vote doesn't count in Nigeria. There is nothing like democracy. In many rural areas right now, the only government presence is the road signs at the village entrance. No police, no clinics, no good schools. So when danger comes, the villagers stand alone. Yet They are told to remain peaceful. Peace for what exactly? When no one is coming to help. Just like some people said, take a look at what this person said. Let me just play a clip of when the girl woman said that, or the man. Two people actually said that thing in that video. He said that the policemen actually came. They saw armed men, police military men. So he was thinking that at least Plateau State is safe. So when they came, what did they do? And the other woman said that they actually informed them on time of this attack. They did not respond. The woman said if they have responded, then it will not be like this. Take a look.
These are the scenes that welcomed one into the affected village of Jebu in Buriål local government area of Plateau State early Tuesday morning. The village was thrown into shock and mourning when they were attacked with guns and machetes and their houses set ablaze.
Around 3 a.m., this community was attacked by the attackers. And of course, we thought the place was going to be protected as the security men from the Sector 6 came with 2 gun trucks. And I was satisfied that my people are well protected.
Sincerely, it is very sad and unfortunate that up to today, these things have not come to an end. You have just witnessed, you've gone around together here, you've seen the dead bodies yourself. 27 people lying down.
While security personnel from different agencies were seen on the ground, the locals blamed them for late response.
So guys, you heard what those men said. So now let's talk about the fact that they give amnesty they pardon killers and then they jail protesters. Guys, this is not funny at all. This isn't funny at all. The same government that can pardon terrorists or negotiate with bandits will quickly deploy police to arrest peaceful protesters demanding security. In Nigeria, you are safer holding a gun than holding a placard. What madness is that? That is what they are telling Nigerians. The fact that they pardon killers, and jail protesters, that means they are telling Nigerians that, you are safer holding a gun than holding a placard. What madness is this? Every time a ransom is paid, it funds the next attack. Anytime a ransom is paid, they use it to acquire more weapons. But who tracks the money? Who launders it? Who enables it? No gang leader carries sacks of naira through the bush. They pass it through the system, and the system keeps quiet because the blood money feeds many. Every survivor left behind carries wounds you cannot see, children with nightmares, women who bury husbands and face life alone, whole families that never feel safe again. The graves are only half the tragedy. The walking wounded are the rest. When insecurity drives farmers off the land, the ripple hits your pocket too. Food prices skyrocket. Hunger rises. More youths join crime. So even if you live in a city with a gate and a generator, you are still paying the price of someone else's silence. That's just the truth. So guys, we've come to the end of this live session. I just pray things change for good, because the way Nigeria is moving to disaster. We've come to the end of this live session. Thank you for staying with me in this live session. Do well to hit that subscribe button, like, and share this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.